Chelsea are humbled by Bournemouth. Jurgen Klopp blames the weather again. Marcus Rashford is on Real Madrid's wish list. There's plenty of goals in the European domestic cups. And of course, today is transfer deadline day, so we've got a whole load of rumours and latest news. That and more coming up in the next few minutes, as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. Love transfer deadline day. First off, and Maurizio Sarri at Chelsea seems to be losing the dressing room after yet again saying that he cannot motivate his players. This is the third time in the month that he's commented on the motivation of his players. First off, when they lost earlier in the month, he said he can't motivate them. Secondly, when they beat Spurs, he says maybe he can. And now that they've been absolutely hammered 4-0 by Bournemouth, he says that he can't. To me, it looks like Sarri is just completely guessing at being a football manager. He doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Sometimes he can motivate them, sometimes he can't. He said Hazard can leave, and he's not really taking Chelsea any further than Antonio Conte did. Chelsea's performance last night was so shocking that the fact they lost by 4-0 actually moved them down a point and put Arsenal into 4th position, even though they weren't even playing last night. On top of all this, I really think it comes down to the fact that Eden Hazard is Chelsea. When he's on form or when he's doing his bits, he's a fantastic player and can literally drag them to results. When he's not, they haven't got a hope. Willian doesn't produce consistently enough, neither does Pedro. Giroud stays on the bench, and when he comes on, he's not that useful. And if they're hoping for N'Golo Kante to nutmeg 3 players while scoring like he did against Spurs, well, the chance of that happening again this season or even in his career are so minimal they just can't rely on it. If Hazard leaves, I really think Chelsea will be out the top 4 and potentially out the top 6. And talking of poor performances, Liverpool didn't put in their best shift last night as they failed to capitalise on Manchester City's defeat on Tuesday night. Because of that loss for Pep Guardiola's men at Newcastle, Liverpool could have gone 7 points clear last night. They drew 1-1 with Leicester, and even though they did pick up a point and move 5 points clear, it's looking more like 2 points dropped. So what did Jurgen Klopp do in his press conference? Well, after blaming the wind earlier in the month for a loss against Manchester City, he's now blaming the snow. That's right, the manager who wasn't even on the pitch is blaming the snow, and of course it was the same for Leicester players. Or was it? No, it wasn't actually, because at half-time, Klopp had the groundsman at Anfield clear the snow off just the half that they were attacking and not the Leicester City half. That is some proper shithousery, and for that they got what they deserved. Now, he did actually have the case that Harry Maguire could have been given a red card after bringing down Sadio Mane and apparently being the last man. He didn't get given a red, and Maguire ended up scoring the equaliser. However, Klopp's complaint that there was a foul from Ricardo Pereira which wasn't given as a Liverpool penalty is pretty much karma for Mo Salah winning all of those penalties rather cheaply in the last few weeks. What goes around comes around. Having said this though, Liverpool are 5 points clear at the top of the league and are definitely my favourites as well as many others to lift the Premier League title. I know they only drew last night, but I fully expect them to get back on form, and with Manchester City facing Chelsea, Everton and Arsenal in their next 3 Premier League games, I could definitely see Liverpool extending their lead and probably sealing the title with a few games to go. And next up to some big transfer news which I don't expect to be happening today, but in the summer could Marcus Rashford be moving to Real Madrid for around £100 million? Now these rumours started in October when Rashford wasn't getting game time, or when he wasn't performing so well under Jose Mourinho. We now know that that's completely Jose Mourinho's fault, and Rashford is an amazing player, as seen in his start under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where he has a hatful of goals to his name. However, this hasn't deterred Real Madrid from making an offer for Rashford, and they believe that they can tempt him to the Bernabeu in the summer with a huge offer to Manchester United. The reason I think they're doing this is down to 2 reasons. Firstly, if they were going to sign someone like Harry Kane, which they were rumoured to be doing so, he'd cost around 200 million, which is 100 million more than Rashford could. Secondly, if Manchester United don't finish into the Champions League spaces, which is a real possibility, it'll be easier for Real Madrid to turn around and offer Rashford Champions League football. If they wanted to sign someone else like Paulo Dybala or any other top player, they're probably playing at a team that already has Champions League football. So that is a massive step for Real Madrid to make. If they can offer it regularly to Marcus Rashford, I'm sure that he'd definitely have a think about joining. I'm not saying he definitely would, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below if Marcus Rashford would move to Real Madrid given the opportunity, or should he be staying at Manchester United and become a legend there? And next up to some European domestic cup action where there were goals galore. First up, Fiorentina banged Roma 7-1. This score is absolutely ridiculous, and Roma really look a shadow of themselves. They look a shadow of the team that beat Barcelona and made it to the Champions League semi-final last season. In the 7-1 drubbing, there was Federico Chiesa, the next Italian prospect, grabbing a hat-trick, and Diego Simeone's son Giovanni grabbing 2 goals. As for Roma, well, Kolarov scored, but Edin Dzeko spat at the referee and got sent off. What a muppet. Elsewhere in Italy, there was another big shock as Atalanta beat Cristiano Ronaldo's Juventus by 3-0. Now, in the last few seasons, winning the Italian Cup has been pretty much the norm for the likes of Juventus. However, this season it won't be happening. The same is happening with PSG in France and the French League Cup. As for Atalanta, well, their hitman Duvan Zapata was on fire again, scoring 2 goals. So for those of you that watch our power rankings, which will be coming out later this afternoon, you'll be hearing from him again soon. And lastly, in domestic cup competitions, Barcelona turned around their 2-0 first leg deficit to beat Sevilla 6-1 in the second leg and advance to the next round of the Copa del Rey. Now, it wasn't necessarily Lionel Messi stealing the headlines despite the fact he got 2 assists and a goal, but it was Philippe Coutinho, who's looked rather out of sorts at Barcelona recently. However, last night, 2 goals, a stellar performance, put him right back in the frame to be in the starting 11 for the league matches. And finally, we come on to the day's transfer roundup. Because it's transfer deadline day, by the time this video goes out, loads of them will have probably been done or may have been called off, but I want you guys to let me know in the comment section which deals are going through as they happen. You guys can let everyone else know and we can become some sort of football transfer community in the comment section. But which are the rumours and the deals that may happen today? Well, first off, Olivier Giroud is interesting West Ham. PSG want Willian to cover for Neymar in his injury absence. Emil Smith-Rowe, the Arsenal youngster, is looking to move to RB Leipzig on loan. Carrasco looks more likely to move on loan to AC Milan than to Arsenal. Vincent Janssen could be joining Cardiff. Shinji Kagawa could leave Dortmund for a loan deal to Monaco. Manchester United are looking at Benfica starlet João Felix. And finally, Tottenham Hotspur are signing absolutely nobody. So that's all from me for today. Make sure you smash the like button down below and let me know in the comment section everything about transfer deadline day. Which rumours have you heard? Which deals are going through? And who should your team be looking to sign? You can also click here to check out all of the other videos that we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.